Grand Theft Auto 6 is upsetting quite a bit of people, all right? Is it going to stop the game from selling massively? No, of course not. But it is upsetting quite a bit of people. One of the things that are upsetting people is the fact that there's going to be no physical disc in the supposed physical edition of Grand Theft Auto, which kind of goes like, how do I even explain it? Like, is it really a physical edition if you don't have a disc at that point? But anyway, it's a digital physical, I guess you want to call it. So I see like this rumor that's now making the rounds, and I don't know if this rumor's legit, or I don't know if it's like hope from somebody who doesn't want to admit that it's never going to happen. I'm really not sure which way this is going to go. But there is a rumor making its rounds, and the rumor's making its rounds so much that the journalists are all reporting on it. So at this point, I think it's safe to talk about this particular rumor and kind of get it out there and see what people think about it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. So Grand Theft Auto 6, we all know, is not going to be releasing with a physical disc, but apparently it's going to be releasing with a physical disc 1 month after the release of the game, which is weird, like not really sure why that would happen. I kind of, I have some theories. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so theory number one would probably be, I guess they're trying to avoid leaks that way, I suppose, right? It's avoiding leaks, and it's also double dipping, right? So I guess they want to avoid leaks by people accidentally getting their hands on Grand Theft Auto too early, because that has happened with many video games. So I could see them potentially delaying the physical disc version, a little bit ahead of time or whatever. Like that's my personal belief. There's also the belief of just pure greed, because they know that people would want to buy if it has the disc in it. And if they already bought the game with the code in it, they would go rebuy the game just to get the disc. I could see that too, a little bit. But it just seems so fucked. You know what I mean? It is so fucked. It's so all over the place. Now, the reason why I think it's partially a little bit to do with the leaks is because you guys got to remember what happened with the Grand Theft Auto trailer. It's not like it actually affected the announcement in any way, but think about what happened with the trailer. The trailer got leaked. You guys remember the trailer got leaked 1 day before the trailer was supposed to go live, and then Rockstar just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna release it right now," and then they did. So they obviously have leakers that are working for them. They will very much get involved to leak this shit. But it's also double dips. Let's be real. Like that's my other, like those two theories are my top two theories in my opinion. But we'll talk about it. Let's get into this whole rumor, see where it came from. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me see where it came from. You got Rockstar Games finally releasing more details about GTA 6, such as the GTA 6 price, details about the Ultimate Edition, and other sort of bit of news and all that nonsense. But the Ultimate Edition, even the regular edition, will not have a proper physical release, as the physical copies are sold with a code in the box, which we already know. Now, Polish outlet PPE, via machine translation, is reporting that this won't be the case forever, though. According to a source who previously kicked off rumors that Rockstar was going to delay physical copies of GTA 6, which is somehow potentially both true and untrue, Rockstar's open-world title will get a disc release after all. Their source reports that the code-in-box versions of GTA 6 will be the original run, with an option for a disc edition to follow sometime in 2026. If this turns out to be true, this somewhat confirms the theory that Rockstar is delaying physical copies of the game to avoid widespread leaks like we witnessed earlier this year with Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, so Looks like I'm not the only one that believes that it has to do with the leaks. Now, again, I understand leaks are a problem. I understand that. But you are also like you are Grand Theft Auto. You are Rockstar, right? Like you are, even if your game did get leaked and it went online, right? Unless you're trying to hide something really fucking egregious, your game is going to sell gangbusters anyway. Like nothing, no amount of leaks is going to stop Grand Theft Auto from selling gangbusters unless there's something in it that will cause such a shitstorm, which is possible. It's possible. But unless there's something in it that's going to cause a shitstorm, I really don't think that this would cause any kind of like problem whatsoever in terms of selling your game and making money on it. I think the fact is they're trying to use leaks as an excuse to double dip on the game because they know that they're going to sell what, 10, 20, 30 million copies in the first week. So imagine those 30 million people that are all buying physical editions of Grand Theft Auto that are now going to want to buy it again just to be able to get the disc. Now, not everybody's going to do it, but I think a lot of people will. And that's enough. Even one person, as long as you get one person to do it, you made extra money that otherwise would not be there. They are literally selling the disc as a DLC. If you want to look at it like that, they're selling a disc as a DLC, bro. They're like, listen, we're going to sell you the base game first. And if you want the disc DLC, you could buy it later for the same price that you bought the base game for. It's crazy work, man. I really, again, I don't know why they're going so like above and beyond. I guess what it is really is that GTA only comes around once every, like 10 years now at this point. So I guess for them, they're trying to maximize that initial front-loaded amount of sales. They're trying to maximize it like crazy. They're trying to do everything they can to ensure that they nickel and dime and they maximize on this release that only happens once every 10 whatever years. Because they want this game to last 10 years. They want this game to last multiple generations. They want it to last on a PS5, PlayStation 6, and it'll probably be getting remastered on PlayStation 7 as well. And then at that point, we might get a new Grand Theft Auto. But they want this thing to last multiple generations, just like Grand Theft Auto 5 did. You know? That's how Grand Theft Auto 5 got to the 20 million copies sold that the game did. It's fucking astronomical. The numbers are insane. So, in any case, again, I don't know if this is necessarily true. I'm sure this came from a decent source or whatever. I saw some people in the chat saying that this came from somebody who used to work at support or in support. But the problem is that support has gotten things wrong in the past. So I wouldn't really 100% believe that just because they work in support, you know. But it just, if this is true, this is next level of greed that only Rockstar is really capable of. However, there's also a cynical part of me that sees this as an extension of the way Rockstar treats PC releases. Releasing a PC version of Rockstar games a year or so later always results in double dip sales as people buy it on console out of FOMO before buying it on PC to get the best version. That's another thing too. Like the people that do that drive me insane. It drives me insane. It's like, guys, you don't have, like, you really, do you have this level of FOMO? I guess, you know, with all the video games that are available, especially if you're a PC gamer, all the video games that you have available to you, you really have that level of FOMO that you got to go buy it on console and then rebuy it on PC, I guess. Again, I know there's people out there that do it. I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just basically saying I'm a little curious, especially now in today's world where there's so much out there. Are we really experiencing that level of FOMO? I guess so, you know? Sanguine says, well, it was a support chat, but yeah, you could be right. They got it wrong, but Zelnick did say a strong physical presence, and selling the disc in time for Christmas sounds like exactly that. Yes, Sanguine, but you also have to remember that CEOs or executives are trained in literal political speak. Essentially, they're going to talk to you like an asshole, meaning that they're going to say something that sounds like to you what it really should sound like, but that's really not what it means. Saying that GTA is going to have a strong physical presence, he's not technically lying by selling you a box. It doesn't mean that the disc has to be in there. He's still selling you something physical. So it's going to have a strong physical presence by selling millions of copies of an empty box with a code inside of it. You know, he's not technically lying, but that's how they're trained. That's how they're trained to speak. So I really wouldn't believe him full on necessarily by saying, you know, he's going to have a strong physical presence. But listen, there's nothing that they personally gain from a PR standpoint by not putting a disc in the box. They gain other things. Like they might be willing to deal with the PR shitstorm if they gain other things, like completely killing the secondary market, for example. Right? And we talked about this the other day. If they can successfully kill the secondary market and show everybody else in the gaming industry how to prevent people from having a secondary market, they're going to, bro, that's going to create such an amazing thing for them. It really is. I don't mean that as a good thing for us. I'm just saying in general, these studios so desperately want to kill the secondary market. They don't want that shit to exist. They want to be able to have to force you to buy the game new every time if you want to buy the game. They don't want you to have to go and be able to buy it used and get a cheaper price or anything. Nope, you got to buy it new at the price that they want to sell it to you at. You know, these studios will love to do that. So I feel like Grand Theft Auto really is trying to pave the way for that particular situation to happen. But I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What the fuck is that? Uh-oh. This better not be a foodie game. Anyway, regardless, interesting scenario. I guess we'll see what ends up happening if they actually end up releasing a physical copy with a disc. But all I'm telling you guys right now is prepare to be disappointed. What do I mean by that? Prepare to be disappointed when you see your fellow gamers who are telling you online that they're not going to buy the physical disc just because it released after the first copy that they bought. And they're going to go out and they're probably going to go buy it. And you're going to see millions and millions and millions of copies of your fellow gamer disappointing you by buying this game twice and then potentially buying it a third time when they buy it on PC. It's going to be highly disappointing. Humanity, you might lose some faith in humanity at that point, but it's okay. It's whatever. Regardless, it is what it is. So we'll follow up on that story when we get more information.